Is there anything that she did that made you think to yourself, what are you want?
The conversation came up with like something about the last name. So she's like, you know what, yeah, I think our son should get my first child, by the way, should get a double barrel last name. I'm like, you don't get it. I'm like, So, you know, it's always, someone speaks Spanish, I'm like, wait, what language is that? Well, the first one was not planned down, just grass boots. You know what I'm saying? Something happened.
Yeah.
I can only say I wake up in the morning and I go to work for money. Period. That is why my passion is making money for my family. That child could potentially indirectly make or break that relationship. Is that
really?
If you want to be a good parent, that's something you have to work on. If you want to have a good family, that's something you have to cultivate. And listen here, life is all about people and family. That's just what I'm going to say.
Hello everyone and welcome to episode 7 of season 2 of Figuring Out Fatherhood. On today's episode, I'm here with Kay. Welcome. It's nice to have you on the show. Tell us a bit about yourself, Kay, please.
My name is Kay. I've got 2 kids. I'm a father, obviously, which is why I'm on the show with Chris. And I feel a bit on background is that I migrated out from Nigeria down to the UK.
Okay, when did you come down?
So I came here, I was 18, this was when I was 16. I was still at 17, I think. Came down with my brother. You know, my dad just brought me on board and said, listen, you boys, I've done the best I can.
Yeah.
You guys go figure it out.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Okay.
So them times I was living with my uncle, which was a bit of a weird thing because I never lived without my parents ever in my life, unless when I'm going on holidays to uncles and aunties because I come back home and stuff. But also, I've been a very independent person growing up because I went to boarding house for like 3 years. And even when I was in boarding house, I was one of them kids I never wanted to go home. Because I'm like, bro, I feel like I'm living my own way over here. So things is going to be all right, okay. As time goes on, you're a guy, you're growing up, you start thinking of your own sovereignty. You want to start moving your own way, doing things your own way, figuring life in your own way. So, long story short, my brother left my uncle's place. I left my uncle's place afterward. It was a bit of a clash and a bit of a friction there, but his way, isn't it? So I was just left with the mentality of, I just want to go into like the wilderness and just figure things out for myself. You know what I'm saying? So shortly after that, me and my missus now were linked up, came across each other. And
how did you meet?
Actually, I saw her on Insta. I didn't even know how to come across her on Insta. You know, once there, so Instagram, sharp guy, but yeah, big. You know how it goes. So. Yeah. So I think she was on holiday around them times. She came back from holiday in Zim in South Africa. Went down over because she lives in Bedfordshire. Went down over there to see her.
I'm sorry, sorry. Let's not skip past that. So you lived in London at that time. So you went to Bedfordshire to see her.
Yeah, so I went to Bedfordshire to see her. So this time I've left my uncle's place. Then I'm walking. So you know, this is summertime. You know, summertime is like, man, what's out here? Wherever. Going out there to see her. Very nice, chilled out girl. And you know what I'm saying? I still score one day, full enter more.
So my question for you at this point is, were you guys seeing each other at this point? So were you together or was this?
So we weren't even together them times, to be quite honest. We were just see, it's like one of those when you're seeing someone like you like getting along very well. And obviously I'm a physical exercise the entire you know what I mean? So you know what I'm saying? So on this day, I remember, because this time I was living in Abu, I was sleeping by myself then with my horrible landlady. So I'm sleeping on my bed here, got a call from her, I picked up the phone, I need to speak to you. I've jumped out of the bed like, I'm not going to share. I'm something was wrong with her. She's like, I'm pregnant. I'm just there. You know when you watch movies and someone's just lost in that thought, they just things going on, but just there, like, I'm like, hey, what's going on here? So I've kind of like, I can't see what I'm like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna be alright, this and that. So she shook, she's like, my parents, this and that. But me, I didn't have the fear because I haven't lived with my parents. This time I was like, maybe like 21, 22 then. I haven't lived with my parents for a minute. So I didn't have the, I wasn't gonna say it to my dad and my mom. I'm just like, I'm a mama Paul. You know what I'm saying? So she's like, my dad and that. Because our parents are very religious people as well. And you know, as Africans, like I feel like Africans were a very, very, how can I say, what's this word again? we're not very, very liberal people at culture. We're a bit conservative, like, you know what I'm saying? If we're not gonna have a child, somebody has to be our husband.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
No one's doing all this funny business.
Is she Nigerian as well?
Nah, she's Zimbabwe.
Okay.
So, and this time, I've left my uncle's place, who's meant to be my guidance, so I don't really have any family members like that. But I've got uncles from my dad's side and my mom's side. So I've rang my parents saying, I'm on this and that, to shell out. Then my dad was just on the vibe of, because my dad had me, like my older brother, when he was like kind of my age. So he's just like, cool, like, do you know what I'm saying? I chat to my brothers, we go and see them.
Hold on, let me do the math quickly. So just to clarify, you were 21 when she was pregnant, or 22?
I was 21 when
she got pregnant.
Wow.
Okay.
So I'm 21 then. And also think about this year. I've just come from living with my uncle. So this is my first time of being my own man.
You had 5 minutes of freedom and you got someone pregnant.
Listen, sometimes I'm like, wow, like, I could not sleep in, I would right now, you know. But then again, you know what I'm saying? The family is a blessing. So I'm just, and this time, you know, and honestly, you know what? This time as well, as a young, every money I'm getting is just make sure I'm paying the rent and there's food. I'm not thinking, my idea is just get a bit of money, pay on them food, make sure, you know what I'm saying, at least you have somewhere to stay. Because when I left my uncle's place, I was homeless for a while. I know I was sleeping in the street, but I was couch surfing up and down. So when I come up, I'm gonna have my little place, wherever. So my dad has come down from Nigeria now, around the time that she no, my dad didn't come from that. So my dad come from Nigeria then. So yeah, my dad actually came, but before my dad came down, we still spoke to my uncle that left his place to say, mom, you know, we are like, you know, Nigerian people, if someone has a child for you, they call them your in-laws straight away. But that's just what it is, and it's like, come meet my in-laws, blah, blah, blah. My uncles went there, introduced themselves like this in here. We know what it is, we just wanted to, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know. So they've been saying to you, them saying that, in our culture, this is how we do things, blah, 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 which is not too far off Nigerian culture, to be honest. So my dad has come down when she was about to give birth. Which is one of these things, like, my dad is a real G, man. I just say that. So he's come down, he's been there for me, supporting me and stuff. So this time I've moved out to Bedfordshire then. Because this time I'm thinking to myself, like, I've got a lady somewhere, I've got a child coming, what am I doing in London? That's what I'm thinking. And me, because this is one of these things that I just left with my dad. My dad is a very, like, logical thinking person, and everything else my dad do is always by leading and always showing up. That's what my dad has always been about. My dad has more than one wife, but
he has more than one wife.
My dad is a showing up guy. My dad is every time place I'm like, my mom should have been there. My dad is turning up every up and down. It's all action. Do you know what I'm saying? That's where it's flown down, because obviously that's his first grandchild as well. Okay. And I think the reason why he came was that my mom hasn't been to the UK then, my dad comes frequently. So he's then come down, he's come there supporting me, he's there with the hospital with me. You think he's not having a child. He's there with the hospital.
That's amazing to hear though.
Listen, my dad has a special place, I just say that. So he's come down. This time, when I moved to my place in Luton, I didn't have any furniture. But I sleep on the floor with me.
Really?
My dad came, he showed up for me, to be honest. He came out, and obviously, my dad's come from Nigeria. You know, when he's come as well, they have to do the kind of like formal introduction, the like upper thing as well. So my dad is saying to me that, boys, what's the situation? I'm like, you know what, before the pregnancy happened, we're just cool, we're just staying. And you know what, the child has happened now. This is someone that me and I would get along very well. I'm not just chilling here. There's gonna be a family thing, like, why not? That's the example I've seen all my life. My dad is always showing up and he's being there. So I'm like, that's just the way my own brain works. Like, if something happens, do you know what I'm saying? So that happened. My son came, thank God, mother and child, everybody's single dealt and whatnot. And so obviously that's like the family. That's the origin of the family. And as anyone as a father knows, I just feel like I always say to my friends, I always feel like when you're a father, it's like you're kind of like a businessman. I always say, I used to say to my friends that have kids after me, I say, when you have a family, it's like you're running a company. You're not better than anyone because you need all of your staff to perform for you. But you're also responsible for everything. It doesn't matter if it's the CEO or something, you're responsible for everybody and everyone's action. And that's the example my dad has always laid for me being a guy in the house. Like my dad, when he's like coming in, you can just feel his presence from downstairs. He's one of those people like, it's not how maybe time because he's got more than one wife, but his presence, like, when you come to my house, my house is not something you come and be like, there's no man here, there's a man in this place. So those when my brothers come here, everyone's going to so that's something I've always, example I've always seen. And that's something like my approach towards being a family man generally. So that's how I say my dad's best at that foundation.
Okay. Perfect. So you talked us through pregnancy. But during the pregnancy, how did you feel? You obviously had your dad's support, but you've had to uproot yourself, take yourself to Luton. You've had to navigate finding a new job in your new town, your new city. How did you feel throughout that entire process? I know you had a baby on the way, you had a missus there that you loved to bits, etc. But how did you actually feel just during the whole thing, considering all the changes you had to make? And it's fair to say that you were quite young, you're 21.
Listen here, do you know what as well? I think because I'm someone that, from young, I'm someone that I can easily acclimatize. I don't know if I'm saying that right, to whatever situation I'm in. I'm someone that just put me somewhere, I'll figure something out. That's always been my mentality. And even my missus says as well, I'm one of the people like, if something is happening, I'm just looking to make things, you know what I'm saying, figure out things and just make things work. And truthfully, when me and I met her, I was working then, but I was having a bit of an issue with the home office regarding my, because I didn't come here myself. You know the story of like when parents like, my mom came here and stuff. That was my own reality. Because I didn't come here, my parents were not here. I was here trying to like figure things out. Even though I was living in my uncle's place, and let's be real, they've got their own life and everyone else their own life. You know what I'm saying? And me and my brother were kind of, like my brother was like 18, 19 then. So we're kind of, you know, when people say that there's men in the house, we're kind of like, there's just stretched our bodies here. And these people are just kind of like manage themselves. So it's not a situation where it's like we're getting like super financial support from them. We're just trying to like, we're going to college then. So we're only just focusing on college. But when we come out of college, we're just like, okay, what's next now? Because in some situation where we didn't have the privilege of saying, let's just go off to uni like that. It was one of the situations for us, let's just be real. And so when I then moved to Luton, obviously, you know, where London is, that there's loads of Nigerian people here. Like, wherever your situation is, you can always find something that will put money in your pocket. Like, that's just the thing. But when I moved to Luton, there's a couple of Nigerian people in Luton as well, but Luton is a whole different vibe to London. The opportunities for jobs and everything is different as well. So when I was there, the baby come, I was just being there, doing everything, but I wasn't really working. I wasn't working for like a year.
Okay.
So, bro, I was not working for like a year. You know when people say that depressed, Africa is depressed like 2% of that. Honestly, I was there, but because and also because I've lived in Lagos, I've lived in the city, I've lived in London, I'm so used to the hustling and bustling and just moving and, you know what I'm saying, moving and shaking. So I'm here in a environment where it's like, you know when you go and see your parents in the video where it's calm and quiet, the sleep is feeling different, you're waking up, there's a chicken mom, I'm like, come on. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just relaxed, but there's shelter, there's food, but as a guy, that's comfort that you don't like. You know what I'm saying? That's not comfort to you. Comfort is being out there and making sure that, you know what I'm saying, you're utilizing yourself. That's just what it is, isn't it? But I wasn't working for a year, I was just at home. So I started feeling useless. So I woke up in the morning, I'm like, get the morning, what am I doing here? I've assisted my missus with the kids, because when she had the birth for my first child, which I also want to give a big shout out to her, she had a cesarean section, which was very hard. And also as a very young lady then, first child, you're going through a cesarean section, that's like, that's super tough.
Sorry, was she the same age as you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's super tough. So, and also as well, because me, I have a survival mentality from Nigeria, she's born here, so she's just,
Okay.
you know what I mean, soft and this and that. And me, I'm
Soft.
Hey.
You calling people in the UK soft?
That's in the UK soft, but obviously,
I'm joking.
you know
Yeah.
what, she's a girl as well.
Mm.
She's not exposed to, I would say, the actualities of being a guy.
Mm.
Do you know what I'm saying? And also in that situation, she's just like, I'm looking for care and support right here. When me, I'm trying to be the provider, I'm trying to be. Do you know what I'm saying? So I just wake up during the day after I feel useless right there. So that was going on for a while, where I wasn't really feeling myself. But I didn't know I wasn't feeling myself then. I just be like, I'm just there, be in the living room all day, playing PlayStation, just finding something to feel like I'm doing something. And also because that was my first child as well. Even though I felt like I was figuring things out, there was a lot of things that comes with having a child and having a family that I didn't get a manual handbook to that. This is when I had to learn. And also, this is when I started learning about myself as well. That's where I'm learning about my partner. Being in a relationship taught me a lot about who I am. I didn't know who I was before. So, because when you're dealing with somebody where you're accountable to them, they're holding you responsible for stuff, which is a bit bizarre, but like why is this? You know what I'm saying? Before, you just one man more, it's like you're the commander, you're the servant. So now, I'm in kind of a different dynamics. So that affected me when I was working for a while, man. That affected me a lot. I was having like mini outbursts. Like I didn't even know how am I flying over that. But looking back now, I'm like, now I know why those things were kind of happening. Where truthfully, being accountable is things that I could have easily avoided. But listen, in life you live and learn, innit?
Yeah.
Try to be a better person.
So let's hone in on the unemployment. So unemployment as a boyfriend, as a dad, I can't say I've experienced that before, if I'm being honest with you. So I can only imagine what it's like for you. But talk us through that experience. You had outbursts, you were borderline depressed. How did you work your way through that?
So I'm saying, see, in this life, they say Nigeria way to carry last. So I was never going to carry last in wherever.
That's one of my favorite sayings, man.
You know what I'm saying? I am not carrying last in this situation. So one thing, when I had one of my female friends, which she's older than me, she's like a sister to me. I knew her from London, but she was originally from Luton and her parents live down there.
Okay.
So she then said, chat to my mom, Nigerian lady, she'll find something for you. And so I've just gone through that connection, just find a little something for me where now as I'm leaving the house in the morning, coming back, doesn't matter what I'm making. I just looked at that and say, you know what I'm saying? Whatever of my years that I've spent living in this country previously does not matter anymore now. Because now I'm trying to like part my situation with the home office as well, which is costing me a lot of money. I'm paying layoff fee. More, you said, a lot of you said, how much am I making from I'm working? So I'm getting money in, I'm trying to like, before I even collect the salary, I spent it already, man. I'm trying to pay layoff fee, I'm trying to pay for my application, I'm going to do this, do that, do that. So, God willing, I persevered through that. Things became positive. Now I'm looking at myself like, I've lived in this country for quite a while. All of this is mine. So now I feel like I'm going to workforce as a novice. Literally. I don't have any university degree. I don't have any Nigeria qualification I can say. I'm just like, hey, no someone has a basic skill. That's literally how I was in reality. So I was applying for job up and down. This time I was working as a carer. I'm applying for jobs because I'm thinking, like being a carer is not the worst one that I can do something like I can put myself to use in a more better way than this and without any more income. Because to be honest, me, I can always say I wake up in the morning and I go to work for money. Period. That is why my passion is making money for my family. That's my passion.
I respect it, yeah.
That's sure. I don't honestly I go into work every day when I was my favorite. I clock in, clock out, going good up with end of the month. That's how I'm feeling. Because honestly, and so I've always had that mentality as well where I had siblings back home. So I'm always thinking I'm only a good example for my siblings as well. And also from the family that I've come from, I've had uncles that have migrated to this country that when they come back, everyone it's like they're like the alphas in my family. From reverse them, that person's doing okay for them. So everyone like
they celebrate it.
They celebrate like that's and that's one thing I love about that's the difference between Nigerian culture and British culture. People celebrate successful people. Medium or people celebrate you. So I'm like, you know what? I don't want to come here, my older brother. Like whenever we're going, I want to go back to be celebrated as well and say, these people have gone over there and they've made something of themselves. as there's a saying about people who say that they say, don't go and become the London crowd. Don't want to just become someone that goes somewhere, just lose yourself there. Go there and remember that you've come from somewhere, and the reason why you're here is for a particular reason. So often I'm still working my care job there, and it's like graveyard shift, to be honest. I'm struggling. Luckily enough, I found a job in a contact center.
Okay.
So now I'm migrating from Luton to Milton Keynes. I don't have a car, I don't have a driver's license. Because as I said, when I got my fin powered up, I'm like a brand new person in this country. So smash, I didn't even know. I spent like, let's just say, let's just say for instance, I'm getting £100. I spent like £30 going back and forth for a month. Sometimes I'm going late. I'm getting off public transport. I'm running through bushes to get to work.
Wow.
No one they were but I've been through it. Man. They even got to a stage where my manager was like, "Are you sure you can be coming into work?" This and that. I'm like, "Oh yeah, I can come." I can't come. Because I'm thinking, bro, this job, where am I going?
Yeah.
I have to. So, got away, I met some people from my work that live down my area as well, where I have to wake up spendly, go down to the house, and they bring me back off to be able to do a change. So that was working out. But listen here, the way my brain works here, businessman, if you're a family person, you have to bring in income. I'm thinking like Yoruba people say, you should not look as if someone can, you don't know what you're doing. It's like, but I'm making this money ain't getting nowhere. So I'm saying you pay the 20 you look at local or like what 20 working days, 25 working days a week in a month. Days in a month. Like this money is not money, like and this time's here. My own thing is always that once there's basic thing, food, shelter, and whatnot, everything else will sort itself. So, but what I've realized is that when you don't have money, you don't have expenses. When you have money, that's when you know that you have expenses. The principle that I expect to pay for that. When you get money, you don't think, well, you're surviving. You don't think of that. Now you have money, it's like, I want to do that. I want to do that. Now these things are just swallowing you about income. 1 year my job here, I have no advanced skill. I'm thinking that I need to check that, man.
That is funny. But now let's take it back. So you mentioned earlier that you have a second child.
Yeah.
How soon after your first did you have a second? Or how soon after the first did you find out she was pregnant?
So I had my second child last March. So 9 months before that would have been 2020.
How old was your first child at that point?
My first child in 2020 was 1. So the first one was not planned. That one just grass boots. You know what I'm saying? Something happened.
Yeah.
Second one, yeah. And I used to chat to one of my aunties from Nigeria, my mom's younger sister. She would say, "Kabiru, family planning, might be right with that." So I'm saying, so I'm like, you know what, that's true. So I'm having a child, my missus not like, do you know what I mean? But after this one human being, this one is too much attention seeking. Let's give me a partner.
Oh, so this was intentional.
This was intentional.
Okay.
So we were having that conversation. She's like, do you know what? Yeah, the age gap. So we're just factoring loads of things. We're like, bro, you're young, you've had a child already. What's the way? Was it complete your mission? Like, I look forward to your next piece of life. That's just the way I'm saying, because I'm saying like, what's the point of having a child now? I'm trying to look, bro. And also I'm thinking as well that now, because she is kind of like someone that now she stays at home, spends most of the time at home. Like, you know what? Yeah, let's just get this over with. The second one was planned and intentional.
Okay.
God's really everything when I planned, and I had my second child 26th of March last year, which was it was a very good feeling. But because I had a child before, I knew what I was expecting. So I was in there like, you know what? Yeah, like, I'm expecting this. I know what's going on over here. That happened. Everything went smoothly, to be quite fair. We got loads of support from family and friends. And now I'm father of 2.
It's amazing. But yeah, circling back to the first child, since the second one went so smoothly and to plan, the first one, this was the surprise. Yeah. This was a surprise, right? So surprise. Okay, so taking it back to the first one, the pregnancy. Is there anything that she did that made you think to yourself, what are you want? Like, what are you want? Especially as a 21-year-old. I'm just trying to think, because I had my first child when I was 26 going on 27, right? You had it at 21. And at 26, there were points I was like, wow, you're moving a bit mad here, you know? So I can imagine what it's like for a 21-year-old, just like,
You know, I always say this. Inside the boss, like, what's life for Mrs. Does not disturb your life?
Huh?
I said, what's life for Mrs. Does not disturb your life? Honestly, what's the point of having her then? Honestly. You know what as well? Because me, like I always say to all of my friends, even actually when I got where most of my friends are like, because I'm someone like, if you see me from my friend, I can tell that's a Nigerian person. You know what I'm saying? I'm not them people that move over here and they've quickly I sound like this, do I sound like before?
Yeah.
So most of my friends are like, I've not feel be like someone like not Nigerian because you're so Nigerian, you're like a very Nigerian guy. So I'm like, you know what, listen, I didn't plan anything. Oh yeah, now. So, because we come from different backgrounds, we see things differently. She's born here, I'm born back home. I've lived back home. I came on a 16. So I've had a solid foundation back home. I process things in my Nigerian brain, I'll just say that, before my UK brain comes into play. And she's someone that's grown up here all of her life. Our family orientation is different. Wherever that is being discussed in the house, no one being discussed in my house. I'm come from a polygamy is the right word. I've come from a polygamy family where I've seen how my dad moves her mama. She's come of a monogamy where you just one man. You know what I'm saying? And also, my parents are very religious as well.
Okay.
But because they're Muslim, I'm from a Muslim family, but she's from a Christian family. So it's like two words just, I'm like, people say, love up and this and that. like, wait, how did this meeting happen?
Yeah.
So, one situation that stands out to me was, so this is when she was pregnant. And when a woman is pregnant here, as a guy, you need to have loads of patience. But this is what you will not know when you're in your father. This is something you not know when the beginning of your story, as a unit. You've come to be as a unit afterwards. So there's loads of discussion where I'm being stronger and stronger, right? Wherever I'm being, wait, nah. So conversation came up with like something about the last name. So she's like, you know what, I think our son should get my first child, by the way. She get double barrel last name. I'm like, you don't do it. I'm like, So, someone speaks Spanish, I'm like, wait, what language is that? So I'm thinking to myself, like, wait, no one in my family has double barrel surname. None of my uncles, even the one that no one I know in my family has a double barrel surname. Why would that start with me?
Yeah.
No. I'm like, that's dead, man. What do you mean? So also I'm thinking about, is this, if I wasn't in the picture now, and you wanted to say, this guy is not here, let me go. I'm like, brother, I'm right here. Listen, like Yoruba people say that, may God not let somebody take our role in this life. I'm like, bro, no one's gonna take it. Listen, wherever I know I'm getting, I'm playing this. So I'm like, no. So there's this argument, but this time, we didn't know we were gonna be a unit. We just like, I've got a child with this person, got a child with me. So we're thinking, I feel like the way she's saying things like, I've got a child for this, I don't even know what's gonna happen now. So this is way before the family introductions happen. She's just like, it's gonna get a double barrel surname because I want this child. I'm like, listen, whatever ideology that is, let's stay there.
Wow.
You know what I'm going for? I see how this text is. Heated argument. I remember this that I was talking to someone in West London then. When this happened, I was fuming her work. I'm like, my head is just off. And this is me, when I'm vexed, my brain just starts trembling. I'm like, what's good? So I'm like, what's our conversation these days? We went back and forth. I was so heated. So I'm like, you know what, but I'm not going to chat to this girl for a minute. I'm like, you know what, I don't need this right now. So that discussion happened. Where I've come from, like, I come from a very patriarchal society, and that's just, as I always say, that's just the order of life. Where people like you, that's just the way things are set up. So I'm always saying that when you have a child for somebody, as far as you're a very pleasant father there, that is your child. Even in some culture in Nigeria, they believe the child actually belongs to the family of the man. I think in Igbo culture, I don't know what part of Igbo culture that is. Divorce or not, they believe that child is for us.
Okay.
You just you're just a passage for that. Look, like, for lack of better words.
I understand. Yeah.
This is our property.
Yeah, I understand. Okay.
I think we're in a situation where if the father dies or the family actually goes and collect, they call that more, give us our property. Thank you very much. That's the way they see things.
Okay.
But I think my coach is not really like that. It's always the woman is always the primary caregiver, but as a man that you're active there, your presence, like, this is your child. You're responsible for that. So that's always my own thinking. Everything today, I'm like, come on, if that's your child, why is he having no bias on them?
It's interesting, this conversation we're having here, because now I'm really thinking, because I'm Yoruba myself, and my daughter has a double barrel surname. I'm thinking to myself, like, am I letting Yoruba people down?
No, you know what? You're like, listen here, as the popular saying is that life is not balanced. Do you know what I'm saying? What works out for someone, I work out for another person. Then again, is the name really that deep? Depends on who you're speaking to. Some people, like me now, I like to say that I'm not super westernized person. I'm someone that I hold on to my cultural values. Generally, that's just the way I move. So I'm like, like, double barrel surname, that's so foreign to me. I'm like, this is not even me trying to doing things for that way. I was like, double barrel surname, like, what's that? I'm thinking that, this is why I say that to the people that I think my Nigerian brain every time. I'm thinking, what is that? Double barrel surname. Like, I was like, I don't even know my uncles that they're even with the mother of the child. They don't have double barrel surname. It's like, it's foreign to me. When you hear people with double barrel surname, it's like already a surname that they use already. Like, that has double barrel surname. That's what I spot. I'm just thinking, why is the mother and why is the child sharing double barrel surname? Like, because I always think about, listen here, as a mother, when you have the child, everyone has the child. There's no disputing. I think the last name is like a man's taking, like, that child is for me. That's when the last name comes into play.
That makes sense. I didn't actually think about it that way, but that actually makes sense.
That's why it comes into play, because the woman is primary caregiver. When you say a woman with a child, you don't think that's a cousin or niece. Just maybe that's a child. Where a guy, you probably think that's the child as well, but because the kid is not with the man every time. And also as well, when you think about into Yoruba culture, there's a feeling of men having assets and property lands and stuff. Are you going to go and claim a land and say, my name is this and that? People are like, this and that. Everybody is this. So people now say, these days, but saying, oh, guy, come on for portion. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that's how people, that's why the last name becomes a thing. And when you think about it as well, last name is just not a name, it's an identity. Like me for now, the sign last name is where if you're a sign culture, nobody else has that last name. Now, in my last name, like, I see someone, I know that person is somehow tied to me. No way about that.
I respect that, and I think that's something that gets lost in the West.
100%.
It's something that I can't like to being quite transparent here. I probably lost a bit of that as well, being in the West, and it happens. It actually happens. But now that you mentioned it, you're taking me back to just my childhood and stuff. And being Nigerian, our culture is important. It's important that we don't lose it. And I respect you so much for keeping those values, 100%, especially when 100%. It could have been taken away from you so easily.
100%. You know what I'm saying? I always say, like, even though the same people say that culture is like people following rules of people that have died. I'm like, yes, but sometimes if something has always worked, there's a reason why it's always worked. That's just the way I always see things. Sign cultures, you chop and change. Like, you can like upgrade this one. Sign cultures, you sign stuff. So that's how. So imagine someone's a chief. Chief that have like 50 kids. How would you? If you don't have the last name, what are you? If you don't have someone to say, that one's from that wife. You're doing it, brother. You're not getting any of the line. I just want
to. As much as I'm laughing, I think it's important that we highlight the fact that what you said is mad to me. 50 children. And it actually happens. That's why I'm laughing. It actually happens.
But this is where the last name comes into play, because where I live in Lagos, I live in Lagos Island. So Lagos is like 3 parts, and it's the mainland, if you're at the nice place. And I feel like Lagos Island is like, that's the low one, mainland is like the mid one. Then
okay.
So the island I'm used to is just Lagos Island. This is like, it's like Peckham.
Okay.
But like everywhere is Peck, it's like that. But there's part of it that's a bit commercialized, there's part of it that's a bit still. So there's always these families that they have courthouse. They call them courthouse, they call them agbole. So it's like a big compound where maybe those of wife have rooms and stuff there. Everybody from that compound are from a same family tree.
Okay.
So those houses have been there for like probably 150 years, whatever. But that house, when you go there, they don't say that is that house. They say that's this fact, is the name. That stands there. So anywhere you go in Lagos, someone says I'm this and that, my last name is Bonvita, everybody knows, you're from that family.
Okay.
That's why the last name is always an identity.
Okay.
It's like, you're from that branch. We know that man, he's a respectable guy, this and that. This time you go and apply for a job. Now you know that those people are good people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cool. Do you know what I'm saying? If you're nepotism, multi-class, so yeah. But this is why the identity is very important. That's what people don't understand. And because my culture is where people that have royalty lineage, kings, chiefs, people are like, these are titles that comes with responsibility, of course, comes with specs. And those specs are what the offspring of these people down the line, they live off those things. Where all of those land people are selling like these expensive places. Those people, those guys, they don't know anything about that land came about. It's the forefather that had it. That's the last name they all share. That's why that identity is very important for me, generally. When I think about it, everything you know in this life, like, those brothers did it. It's the last name they use.
The Wright brothers.
These brothers did it. That family there. So some people, they said, my name is Bezos. They probably be 100 Bezos. You always think, are you from this? That's why it's an identity thing. It's not even a...
So there was no compromise for you?
There's no compromise. I'm not going to... I stand firm in that.
Really?
Personally, for myself, I stand firm in that.
How did you bring her on board? How did you get her on board, shall I say?
You know what? Listen here. You know, Nigerian people say, when you're a guy, innit? You know what I'm saying? So this time there, you know what I'm saying? Like, in life, you can't always go about things trying to use graga to get your way. Sometimes you have to appease. You know what I'm saying? Let them buy into your idea. You know what I mean? You know, sometimes in life, you make people feel like they're running, but this time you're pulling the strings behind it. But it's not even like in a very, very manipulative way. I think as time goes on, I think it became very clear that I think this guy's a very serious guy.
Yeah.
This guy's like, okay, cool, like, what's the fight? You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm saying to her like, listen here, no one's gonna deny every child, but this is just for my own culture. And I don't think it's something I'm referring to your people as well. That they probably think. But it's not sounding crazy. So I think that just that is way out by itself. And I don't know, chat came, went to the registry, put the name down, and everything else is a story, man.
Any more? You gonna have any more in time soon?
You know what? Yeah, like now, I don't want any more child.
Not at all, or just not for now?
No, not at all. I think because I got 2 boys now, so I
two boys.
I want to go to balance the equation, but not anytime soon. Because I feel like now for me to have a child again, I want to get to a certain level financially. Because when you're adding more but their mom out, those people are chopping your money. Honestly, those people that are chopping your money. So I just thought, you know, as well, I want to get in a place where I have enough resources to provide comfort to my family. That's the whole point. That's the whole point of, as a guy waking up in the morning, trying to make money and stuff. So I want to be in a situation where I'm providing the optimal comfort for them. That's just why I'm like, this to you. The money's enough for you.
Kabiru, listen, like, I've laughed more on this episode than I've laughed probably entire season 1 and filming I've done for season 2 so far. And considering what we've actually spoken about, borderline unemployment, depression, having 2 kids, you were 21, being homeless, you've shared so much. I think it says a lot about your character, the fact that you can talk about this and laugh about it in the same conversation. And I'm going to chuck it up to you being Nigerian, just like me. But if you were to meet someone, you know what, let's go back to when you were 21. See, if you could talk to yourself, what would you say?
Do you know what? Like, there's a Nigerian saying like they say like, now condition make crayfish bad. You know when you see like a crawfish like it's bent. People say like all of the fish in the ocean, they just like, it's like there's a reason why it's bent like that. You know what I'm saying? So I think most people, the situation you find themselves is always conditional. Like I always say to my friends, sometimes we feel like we're making a choice, but it's like the universe has made a choice for us. It's giving you 1 or 2. You think you're making it, but it is restricted you to this corner. You just think I'm going this way. Nah, my guy. Life has patterned you. You're making that. Because if I pattern you that way, you'll be on a different street. Like, you know what I'm saying? So the way my journey has come about, I think like I was always going to go down that way. Do you know what I'm saying? I can't see and say I'm better than my first child. My first child, to be honest, like everyone asks me now, has it changed? I'm like, I always look at myself very responsible for us when you get there anyway. So I don't think it's like it changed while I was leaving. But anyway, I was like, because I was like looking after my kids, even when I was young, so I'm like it just came a bit natural to me a little bit. So it wasn't really like a big shock to my system or anything. But yeah, man. But it's not easy, man.
Yeah, I understand. Okay, and before we wrap up, advice to anyone going through a similar situation to you.
You know, yeah, I would say if you're with someone, like you're in a proper terms and arrangement with someone, and you have a child, that child could potentially indirectly make or break that relationship. Because that
Really? Okay.
And that has happened to a couple of people that I know. That I was even saying to you, one of my guys, like, this happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've come out of that situation with my missus. I think one time my missus were going to Pizza Express. Like, oh, like, you don't even spend time like this. So we're like, right, it's because you're just getting kids. So we're like, right, like, so we're just talking, like, right, is that why this and that? I'm like, oh yeah, because then we'll be spending time together.
Mm-hmm.
When the kids come into the midst, goes, this is just a big, small bundle. Everyone's like, it's like everybody's just looking at it like, this time people are forgetting before the child came, it was me and you. You know what I'm saying? Before the child came, you and there's a situation going here. Without the situation, maybe the child never even come about. And I think when the child comes initially, sometimes it kind of puts a crack and a dent in the relationship. That's something that's to mindful of. And also as well, as I always say, there's no perfect parent. Mom, like, there's good and bad fathers, but I'm good and bad moms. There's no perfect parent. In this life, everybody's winging it. Parenthood, some people carry out. Everybody's winging everything in this life. That's fact. Do you know what I'm saying? But you get to a point where you kind of steady the ship a little bit, and things get better from there. That's just my advice to people.
So you'd say to just stay patient till things.
In this life, I'm always a big believer in perseverance, and I believe resilience in anything you do. Because even if it's not parenthood, like I want to say, like life is. Not to sound sadistic, but life is all about suffering to a certain degree. Everybody suffers a loss. Is it career-wise, business-wise, something. Something happens. And my own belief is that the best things in life are things that you cultivate by yourself. If you say that, my friends make me happy because you've gathered them by yourself, then it's come about. If you say, you know what, I'm doing this because you're going to do that. The only things that just happen naturally are things that are not good. Death, loss, those are bound to happen. The good things are things that you cultivate. So, if you want to be a good parent, that's something you have to work on. If you want to have a good family, that's something you have to cultivate. And listen life is all about people and family. That's just what I'm going to say.
Kabiru, I appreciate you, man. You've actually you really shared your story of us, depression, being homeless, being unemployed, and here you are, looking great.
Listen, I have to shine.
Thanks for coming on, my bro.
Nice to meet you.